The church's teaching on marriage cannot change. If somebody tries to change it or change any other basic teaching of the church, we must reject that. We absolutely must remain faithful to Jesus. We absolutely must remain faithful to Jesus, no matter what. The way I always put it to people, I just say, look, I don't care what color cassock someone's wearing, if it's the black of a priest, the purple of a bishop, the red of a cardinal, or the white of a pope. If someone says something different from what Jesus said and different from what the church has taught, stick with Jesus and the church. It's just that simple. And so, how many are going to remain faithful? You look at what happened 2,000 years ago. It's not that there were a huge number of people at the time Jesus was crucified, but there was only one who ultimately remained absolutely faithful. That was Our Lady. You can look at the small group with the apostles, and they finally got their act together and they were faithful. But the vast majority left. I mean, when Jesus spoke about the Eucharist, the majority of them left. They said, we can't do this. Well, guess what? The Eucharist and marriage are the two sacraments most closely aligned symbolically. People can't handle what the church teaches about marriage because they can't handle what the church teaches about the Eucharist. So we've got fewer than 25% of people who call themselves Catholics saying that they believe in the Holy Eucharist. Well, should we be surprised that they can't handle what the church teaches about marriage? So the question for every single person is, are we going to remain faithful? We know the church ultimately is going to remain faithful, but how many of her children, how many of us who are part of the bride of Christ will remain faithful? Who is going to be willing to be crucified with him? Because that's what the church is going to have to endure at some point. And so are we willing to love him to the end? Because that's what St. John told us that Jesus did for us. He loved his own. He loved them to the end. He poured out his life so that we could have his life. And now we have a chance to be able to do the same in return.
Absolutely beautiful, Father. Every single day, there are new developments in the culture war. You need to stay on top of the news from the front lines around the world. At LifeSite, it's actually our mission to serve you the truth on life, faith, family, and freedom so that you can be an effective soldier for Christ. Subscribe now and never miss an important development in the culture war that you need to know about, all from a faithful Catholic perspective. And check out the links below to get involved with our reporting and our pro-life partners. Thank you and God bless you.